potential. The overall consensus of this audio suggests that we begin with relaxation techniques that will further enhance your proclivity to respond with a deeper, more susceptible reaction. Comparatively, I'd like to offer that you choose your own method of relaxation, whether it be to slow your breathing down a little or a lot, or whether you'd like to close your eyes to reinforce your willingness to direct your attention inwards. And if you do choose to follow your own methods into a deeper, relaxed state, it will be entirely up to you as to when you allow yourself to become thoroughly accessible, or whether you choose to just listen along. No one knows your body and mind the way you understand them. No one can comprehend your strengths or weaknesses the way you do. And no one can employ strategies, as well as you do, to work through your own resistance to reach your preferred expression. As we begin, you may want to be aware that this is no ordinary hypnosis audio. In this audio, I'm not going to be guiding you into doing something you may or may not wish to do. You are completely free to maintain complete control of your conscious mind. And you can choose whether to agree with my implications or associate with your own. In fact, this audio may have more far-reaching impact if you try to allow some resistance and be adamant about doing it all your way. The end result is entirely up to you. The impact it could have is exclusively yours. I will be talking about activating a high level of discipline and diligence, probably at levels you may not have even achieved in your life before. And these levels, even if unbeknown to you, can have a profound consequence on the self-perception of anyone who engages them. You see, diligence in itself is defined by an intensity, vigor, and application that not many people have the attention for. And self-discipline, well, let's face it, overcoming the impulse for self-gratification for comparative long-term benefits can be challenging at times. You have to really want the result badly to put the effort in. So if you choose not to accept the suggestions for these characteristics to be activated in you, it's completely understandable. Because what may occur is that you could feel impending urges to apply yourself purposefully, and this can irrevocably take time away from activities with less distinction. Before we begin, first, let's get connected to nature. Let's acknowledge our similarities with what we might find in the natural resources of the earth we live within. Imagine yourself in a rainforest. The sounds of nature all around you. Soft, mulched dirt beneath your bare feet. The feel of moisture on your skin. And the musky smell of lemon-scented myrtle. filtered light gently permeates multiple spaces in the overhead treetops, accentuating the brilliant diversity of colour all around you. And if you listen very carefully, you can find yourself absorbed into the dynamics of life in a whole new capacity. Standing in this forest, become aware of the enormous conductivity of life that surrounds you. Feel the energy beneath your feet, vibrating in pulsating waves of constructed organisation. As negative ions travel up through your feet and into your body, connecting you as part of this ingenious composition. Imagine your attention going down into the earth. Use your internal eyes to perceive the communication grid between the forest plants and trees. A grid where the roots of all these plants and trees are in constant correspondence, connected, cooperating, collaborating together, interacting and broadcasting the specifics, the supply and demand. Imagine the insects, flora, worms, bacteria, and other earth organisms that work in conjunction with these root systems to build the strength, power, and resilience of these plants and trees so they can achieve their optimal growth potential. In this scintillating ecosystem beneath the surface of the earth, all of nature works together to procure the good of all life. Water, food, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Each supports the life system of another in an amazing orchestration of associated collusion. And you too are a part of this ecosystem of orchestration, providing trees and plant life with carbon dioxide, utilizing the tree's oxygen releases, sending your positive ions down into the earth to be transformed for your usage into negative ions that reduce inflammation and enhance blood flow as they flow back up into you. This energy connection with nature is delicately masterful, and your body and mind are a part of this harmonization. And I wonder if you're aware of the synchronization of the Earth's rhythms and your own. And if you notice the harmonization of frequencies that flow between you and the nature of the earth. Have you ever noticed how energized and alive you feel after a day in nature? Or how connected you feel to your inherent abilities after a short time of association with the natural resources of the earth? Maybe you notice a more significant connection to your natural drives after walking barefoot on the earth, or when your senses are stimulated by the sounds of the bush, such as cicadas, birds, streams, or waterfalls. Whatever it is for you, You may or may not realize that as you associate your senses with the frequencies of the earth, it may potentially activate certain rhythms in you that act as innate drivers for certain attributes that encourage the motivation for self-management and goal achievement. How do you recognize the attainment of a goal? Do you ever reach goals you set, or do you consistently review and reset goals you'd like to accomplish? Is the drive to become the highest expression of yourself a constitutional motivation that inspires behavior modification? Or is it conducted by a relentless commitment to obtaining security through the application of self-control? Self-administered boundaries create a foundation that initiates implicit self-identification, implicating structural necessities that impel measurable catalysts that incite performance. There has always been something fundamentally authentic about you, something that really stood out. It's almost like that feeling you get when you know that someone has an expertise about them, but you can't quite put it into words. And I wonder if this is because this something about you has its origins embedded in the drives that mobilize you to take action, to set goals and accomplish what you set out to do with earnest dedication. And although there have been many times in the past when you've felt out of touch with these drives, they still existed as a part of you, waiting for reactivation. And I'm sure if you allow these drives to rejuvenate now, at your own discretion, in your own time, and in your own way, you'll remember quickly how highly addictive, positive-driven self-government can become. And as results advocate consistent rational decision-making and enforce conscientious persistence, tireless momentum and intestinal fortitude will provide apparent reward. And when a need for reward surfaces, you could be the one recognizing that the reward you seek is that which is in alignment with your long-term goals. And the more exceptional you become, the more preferable you grow. And the more preferable you become, the more you exceed your own expectations. I wonder if you doubt your ability to accomplish such substantial performance. Based on past assumptions, you may see your past failures as a record that could taint your aspirations, instead of allowing renewed vision and enthusiasm to direct your objectives. And it's okay for you to doubt yourself. This is a part of being human. We all doubt ourselves at times and believe in ourselves at others. There is nothing compulsory about your desire to reignite the spark of unparalleled personal excellence found in authenticity. It's all about personal choice and recognition of your own strengths and limitations. When you acknowledge your constraints and allow them to be felt and released, without acting on them, you may find they soon subscribe to your long-term intention with very little effort at all. Along the way, you may encounter and recognize beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. Beliefs you've held onto for some time that may now be refuted with new evidence. These beliefs may have kept you stuck in past self-destructive behavior. Or maybe they gave you excuses not to proceed toward your goals. And as your drive for reaching your potential increases, these beliefs may become more identifiable. In fact, they may even stand out like red balloons on a black and white background. But of course, you don't need to think about that right now. Once you define these beliefs and determine their genesis and purpose, you might find them easier to let go of than you might imagine. Popping those red balloons can be quite invigorating at times, and you can even replace them with balloons that represent new beliefs, ones that enhance your proclivity towards reaching your full potential. Your mind is in control of your body, and your higher mind is in control of your lower mind. And in this administration of self-management, self-leadership and extraordinary self-specialization can excel. When it comes to choice, you can sit on the fence or go the whole 9 yards. The ball's in your court. Many people don't succeed at accomplishing their goals because they're afraid of their own success. And I wonder if you are receptive to your right to succeed. There is not one person on this earth that can tell you what is right and what is wrong. We're all guessing and assuming what's good for us. But deep inside you, you know what you need to do. You can enforce life-enhancing methods to invigorate and increase your self-actualization. Or you can use self-destructive methods to decrease it. You can succumb to self-gratification or abstain for self-satisfaction. Have what you want in the moment, or desist to achieve those long-term goals. It's all about choice. And before you make your decisions, your most appropriate action may come in the form of stopping and contemplating the outcome of your immediate choices to decide what you want the most. And when you've given consideration to your alternatives, your decision can mobilize you into action. All in all, be gentle with yourself. You may wish to begin with a will of steel and unrivaled intestinal fortitude, each of which holds the potential to propel you to greater and greater performance. And you can allow these potentials to grow steadily and progressively at your pace, condoning, in the beginning, moments of structured indulgence until you reach that point where you transcend the need for them. You are the director, the driver, and the operator. It is by your conscientious attention and application that you are propelled in the direction you choose. If you choose not to choose, your life will continue on your default settings, in a state of effortless wakeful sleepwalking. Each decision carries its own consequences, and to choose not to choose may result in finding yourself governed by influences you have not consciously chosen to benefit your existence. But all in all, it's about what you want or don't want to choose for yourself. Each choice carries conclusions. You must decide what conclusions you'll live with as a result of your choices, to be conscious and directive, or to be unconscious and non-directive. It's up to you to take control of your thought processes, to direct or not to direct them in the way you would like to go. And if you're not feeling the inspiration to improve whatever it is that drives your thought processes, then don't. Don't think about change. Don't think about improvement. And don't even contemplate the process of reaching your potential. You don't need to become aware of your choices or to even consider that you have them. If this is not for you, then you can continue to go about your day-to-day activities with nothing more than mindlessness and mediocrity. And it may suit you better to take this easier path than to be compelled by an internal drive to experience your inherent potential. If your choice is to direct your conscious attention towards attaining your potential, this is how it begins. The ignition is on, and all sparks are firing. The motor is running, and the route is established. Your belief in yourself is substantially improving, your motivation increasing, and your goal-directed self is driving. Your self-awareness and clarity are expanding, and your self-perception is eclipsing all past impressions. You are compelling, contagious, and passionate. All internal dialogue is harmonious and congruent, and you are unstoppable in the acquisition of your long-term goals. You can see it. You can feel it. The path is illuminated, and you know where you want to go. Your applied will is aroused, and it is time to become what you have always known you are. The dream is real, the inspiration tangible. It's time for you to really experience your full potential. You can bring your consciousness back to your present location, and as you do, your full attention with it. You may notice the spark of internal motivation as it stimulates channels of influential progression. And as you wake up to a new sense of connectedness with robust momentum, your eyes can open.